So we have already seen STLC, which is a software testing lifecycle, right? STLC has the various phases like a planning, analysis, design, execution, and a closure. So what are all the activities you guys will do as part of the planning? Who will be doing that? What are all the activities the individual phases will do? Let's see more details about it. As part of the today's session, we'll focus just on this test planning activity itself. This planning is conducted by either a manager or a lead in the real world. They will be preparing a high level and a detailed plan and approach of testing a complete software application. So these guys use it to prepare test plan and test strategy documents. Now they are just preparing either of these documents. Either one of these documents they are preparing. Either a plan or a strategy they are preparing. They are not preparing both the documents. Okay, so first of all, what I would like to do means, as part of the today's session, I will open existing test plan document and I will show you for today. And in the next session, I will open a test strategy document and I will explain the components, whatever we have in a test strategy. Okay, so one thing that we need to consider here is whatever the plan or documents we are using, you need to get, okay, whatever the plans or documents we are using, there is a no standard template from your organization perspective. Just as all the documents, whatever you are preparing as part of a testing life cycle are related to your organization itself. There is a no standard template that every organization should follow. Almost all the organizations will have their own and a customized templates itself. Okay, that's what the most important thing is. Every organization has their own templates itself. So whatever the test plan template that I'm showing here right now may not be same in the org which you are working. Okay, it may not be the same in the organization whichever you are using. Okay, so this a test plan document. The first sheet contains what is your company name, what is this a document, for which project you have been preparing this template, and what exactly the organization name, and some disclaimer message. And on top of it, who prepared this document, who reviewed this document, and who approved this document. In the real world, guys, whenever you are working on a project, these three things are mandatory. Someone should prepare it, someone should review it, and someone should approve it. The designations wise, assume that you are a tester, you prepared it, your lead will review it, your manager will review, and he will approve it. So a three-level monetization will be there on this particular documents that we are preparing. And here a change history would also be there. So what exactly this a change history means, if at all, okay, if at all any kind of, okay, changes were suggested, so you will update those changes and you will maintain a version. You will list down the changes what they have mentioned and you will update those changes here. But this is the change that was listed down like this, we will modify. And later here is a table content. So what are all the individual sections we have in this template? All the details will display. Usually, whatever the organization might be, a test plan will have a standard template. Okay, certain fields are there which are common in a test plan. The first thing that we have is overview on the project. If any documents we got as a reference from the customer. If at all you got any document reference from the customer, what are all the references you got from the customer? And features or functionalities we are testing, and functionalities which we are not testing. Okay, features which we are testing and features which we are not testing, all those things will be listed. Who all are working? In order to work on this project, what is the software required for me? What is the hardware required for me? Okay, so what is the hardware required for me and what exactly is software required for me? Okay, what is the schedule? So how many days I need for a test design? How many days I need for a test plan? How many days I need for a test analysis? All these chunk we just need to specify. Okay, all these things we need to specify. Additionally, what is the approach we are following for testing the application? All these details you need to specify as part of this test plan documents. Okay, you need to specify as part of this test plan document. Okay, good, done the deal. And then the next point here is, okay, that's fine. Once we are done, let's go back to the document and let us see the template. The first one is introduction, a brief overview about the customer and what exactly the documents we got from a customer and a brief overview on a project. The complete highlighted area is talking about a customer and the references which we got from a customer. All the details will be there. And this section is talking about a approach and a policy. What is our organization policy in order to test this? So the first one is requirements gathering, analysis, and verification should be done. Identify the test objective, goals, and milestones. Okay, so what is the objective? Identify them. So develop the test plan, a test strategy, develop the test cases, prepare a test strategy or a traceability matrix. So what is this a traceability matrix? That does means this is a mapping document where in which you will map a requirement. Okay, whatever the requirement is there, you will just map a requirement for which how many test cases you have created, you will just do a mapping. And then you will prepare a test cases, which is a key for our testers. And then once we are done with the documents, you just need to review those documents. And once after you executed those things, okay, the test cases upon confirming from the developers, if at all any defects are there, you will report the defects and you will analyze the defects. And at last, you will prepare the metrics and you will share the metrics. That's it. And the next one is the scope of testing. What are all the types of testing applicable for the project? Functional testing is applicable, automation testing is not applicable, security testing is not applicable. In the entire application, which features we are testing, which features we are not testing. See here on this application, here you have a panel functionality, right? As of now, we haven't developed this panel functionality, guys. So this panel functionality was not yet included. Okay, so in such situations, as this panel functionality is not included, we are not considering this panel as scope for our testing. So we will not test that panel. Remaining all features, we will test it in that application. Okay, so what is the strategy for you? So it means what is the objective of doing a testing and what are all the things you will deliver as part of your testing, and then what is the entry criteria and the exit criteria. Entry criteria means when to start the testing and exit criteria means when to stop the testing. And test deliverables means once we are done with the testing, what are all the documents we are going to deliver to the customer as part of the testing team. Whatever the documents we have prepared, we will deliver each and every document, test plan, scenarios, cases, traceability matrix, and final report we will deliver to the customer. Okay, and what is the objective of a testing? All the requirements should be covered, and 100% whatever the test cases you have prepared, all the test cases should be executed, and there are no defects. That's what the ultimate objective of doing this particular testing. And entry criteria, when you will start your testing. See, assume that I want to travel on a flight. The entry criteria for that is a boarding pass. Okay, I want to transfer some money, some using an ICICI bank. So the entry criteria there is holding an account with an ICICI bank is the entry criteria. The same way for testing an application, the entry criteria here is, okay, whatever the application is, the entry criteria for testing any application is all the requirements should be finalized, design should be finalized, developer unit testing should be completed, and he need to upload his unit testing report. All these things should be completed, which we call it as an entry criteria. And exit criteria, when we will stop our testing, once after our testing is completed, and whatever the defects we have planned, if all the defects were fixed and closed, then we will stop our testing. Okay, once all the defects you have identified were fixed and closed, then you will stop your testing. Till then, you will continue your testing activity itself. Kids. Any questions for me on this, guys? Perfect. Done the deal. And then when you will stop your testing and when you will resume your testing, if at all any blockers are there, the application is not loading, application is not working, we will stop our testing. And when we will resume our testing, once all the issues got fixed and application is working as expected, then we will resume our testing. And what is the schedule? For requirement, we need these many hours. For scenarios, for development, of test cases and execution, we need these many hours we just specify. And for suppose your project is looking for some kind of automation tools which you don't have any knowledge, you will specify that I need a knowledge on these tools, for which this is the time frame that I need. Okay, this is the time frame that I need. You just need to focus on it. Okay, I need to learn Selenium. This is what the training you guys need to provide. You need to list down out over there. And these are all the resources who are working on the projects. Okay, and their designations. This is the hardware that I need. This is the software that I need to work on this project. Everything will be documented. Whenever you are testing the application, if any defects were encountered, how you need to handle those defects would also be represented as part of this defect reporting mechanism. So like this is the entire flow which we need to follow. Okay, this is the entire flow which you guys need to follow. Got it? Any questions for me on this, guys? The test plan template. This is a high level overview on this test plan document. In detail about this one. Also, this is the stuff we no need to deep dive more into that. Whatever the stuff we have studied, this is more than enough. So in the next session, we will focus on a test strategy document that we are going to cover as part of a next session, guys.